Hi, my name is Kevin Brunson, and I'm a member of the All-True support team. I'm here today to talk to you about the Generate Revenue Update Batch process. In this video, we'll use the Generate Revenue Update Batch process to make changes to multiple revenue records at one time. This feature allows you to globally change revenue records that were entered with an incorrect value or one you want to change. For example, yesterday we committed a batch with payments going to the incorrect designation. Using this new feature, we can globally correct all payments with the incorrect value and change them to the correct value. In this video, I'll show you how to create and save a revenue query of the records to change, how to add a Generate Revenue Update Batch process using that query, how to select the value to replace and run the process, and how to commit the batch to finalize the changes. In AllTrue, starting on our home page, we can go to Analysis and Query, and on the Query page we're going to select to add a new query. In this case, we're going to select to create a revenue query. When our revenue query opens, I'm going to select a query on the batch number. In this case, my batch number was number 4. I'm now going to save my query, and I'll call it batch number 4. You also want to be sure to create a selection. A selection is what's going to be used when we actually globally change these GIFs in the batch process. So I'm going to click OK and save and close the query. We're now going to go to the revenue page. In revenue, we're going to select the Generate Revenue Update Batch. On this page, we're going to add a new process. We can give it a name, and we can name this. In this case, we're going to be changing the selection, so we can call this Replace Designation on GIFs from Batch 4. Our batch template will be the Revenue Update Batch. If we want to, we can give it a description. In this case, there were 5 GIFs in my batch for a total of $125. In the Revenue Selection box, we're going to select the selection that we just created. So if we search, we'll see that we have GIFs from batch number 4. We're now going to select the value that we want to overwrite. So we want to select the field of designation, the current value on these payments, which was incorrectly entered, is the Camp Kids Scholarship Fund, and the value that it's supposed to be is actually the building fund. So in this case, we're going to select the field of designation, we're going to replace the value of camp, and we're going to overwrite it with a value of building. At this point, we can save our process. At this point, we can now run our process. So we can select the process that we've just set up, and we can now begin by clicking on Start. Once again, we'll get an opportunity to review the settings that we previously set. And if necessary, we can also select to include posted transactions. If you've run the posted GL process and you do need to make corrections to GIFs, you can select to include posted transactions. You will give it an adjustment date and an adjustment reason, and then those GIFs will be corrected. At this time, we can start the process, and we'll see that the system is updating our records. We'll see that we had 5 GIFs processed, and 5 were successfully updated. At this point, we can go to Batch, and we'll see that it's created a Update Revenue Batch. We can open up that batch to view the new value on those records, and we'll see that the designation has in fact changed from camp to building. Everything else looks good in our batch, so at this point we can commit the batch by highlighting the batch and clicking on Commit, and we can begin the commit process. At this point, we can see that there were a total of 5 records, and again 5 were committed. So at this point, we've corrected the incorrect GIFs in the database. They're no longer to the camp designation, they are now to the building fund designation. So as you can see, this is a very useful tool to use in the event that you ever have GIFs committed to the database with the incorrect designation. Thank you all very much for attending. Have a nice day.